You opened an app today, maybe Instagram, maybe LinkedIn, maybe you just glanced at your neighbor's new car in the driveway, and for a second, just a second, something shifted inside you. A quiet sting, a low hum of unease. You didn't ask for it. You didn't want it. But it was there. That feeling has a name, and the name is not jealousy. It is not insecurity. It is not a flaw in your character. The real answer is far stranger and far older than anything you have been told. You cannot stop comparing yourself to others because your brain was never designed to stop. It was built over hundreds of thousands of years to do exactly this, constantly, obsessively, without rest. Comparison is not something that happens to you. It is something your brain does for you. And once you understand why, you will never look at that quiet sting the same way again. Start here. Picture a group of early humans, around 150,000 years ago, living on the grasslands of what is now East Africa. There are no phones, no cities, no job titles. But there is a group, always a group, because alone, a human being in that environment was a dead human being. Lions did not wait. Droughts did not negotiate. Isolation was not a lifestyle choice. It was a death sentence. In that world, your position inside the group was everything. It determined whether you ate or went hungry, whether you made it or did not, whether others helped you when you were sick or left you behind. Status was not vanity. Status was survival, and the only way to know your status was to compare, constantly, accurately. Who is stronger? Who has more allies? Who is the chief listening to today? Get that wrong, and you made the wrong moves. Make the wrong moves, and you did not survive. Evolutionary psychologist David Buss at the University of Texas has spent decades studying this. His research shows that humans are not just inclined toward social comparison, they are compulsively wired for it in ways that run deeper than conscious thought. The comparisons happen before you decide to make them. Your brain registers the social information first. Your awareness catches up later. Here is what that looks like in practice. A study by social psychologist Leon Festinger, published in 1954, outlined what he called social comparison theory. The core finding was simple and devastating. Humans have a built-in drive to evaluate their own opinions and abilities, and they do this by measuring themselves against others. Not against an abstract ideal, not against their past selves, against the person standing next to them, against the face on the screen, against the voice in the next room. Festinger found that this drive is especially powerful when there are no clear objective standards. You can measure your height against a ruler, but you cannot measure your worth, your success, your attractiveness, your intelligence against anything fixed. So your brain finds the next best thing. It finds other people, and it never stops looking. Now pause. Think about what this means for the world you actually live in. For 99% of human history, your comparison group was tiny. Maybe 50 people, maybe 150 at the absolute most. That number, around 150, is known as Dunbar's number, named after British anthropologist Robin Dunbar, whose research in the 1990s showed that the human brain can maintain stable social relationships with roughly 150 individuals. That is the group your brain evolved to track. 150 people. People you knew personally. People whose lives you could actually observe. Now open your phone. Your brain is running the same ancient software, but the group is no longer 150 people. It is 3 billion. And every single one of them is presenting a curated, filtered, highlight reel version of their existence directly into your eyes at all hours, without pause. Your ancient comparison engine, the one designed to track 150 people in a small Savanna tribe, is now being fed an infinite stream of the most successful, most attractive, most accomplished moments of billions of strangers, and it is treating every single one of those moments as real social data. Your brain cannot tell the difference. That is the part no one explains. The neural systems that process social comparison do not have a filter for "this person staged this photo," or "this is the best moment of their year, not a Tuesday." They register the information as if it were real, present, and personally relevant. Because for 150,000 years, that is exactly what it was. This is why you can know, consciously, rationally, completely, that social media is fake and still feel worse after scrolling through it. Knowledge does not override the wiring. Your prefrontal cortex can understand irony. Your amygdala cannot. And it goes deeper than screens. A landmark study conducted by researchers at Harvard University found that people will choose to earn less money as long as they earn more than the people around them. In the experiment, participants were offered two options. Option A, you earn $50,000 a year and everyone around you earns $25,000. Option B, you earn $100,000 a year and everyone around you earns $200,000. The majority chose option A. They chose to be poorer in absolute terms just to be richer in relative terms. This is not irrational behavior by a broken mind. This is a 150,000-year-old survival instinct doing exactly what it was designed to do. Relative position mattered more than absolute wealth because, in a small tribal group, relative position was the only thing that actually determined your fate. Think about what you compare. You do not compare yourself equally in all directions. Research consistently shows that people engage in two distinct types of comparison. Upward comparison, looking at people who seem to be doing better, which tends to produce motivation, but more often produces anxiety, inadequacy, and quiet despair. And downward comparison, looking at people who seem to be doing worse, which produces a temporary boost in self-esteem, sometimes tipping into something uglier, both directions, both constantly running. The brain cycles between them like a restless engine that cannot find neutral. But here is the counterintuitive part that changes everything. The people who make you feel the worst are almost never strangers. They are not billionaires. They are not celebrities. They are people close to you. People in your field, people your age, your colleague who just got promoted, your friend who just bought a house, your sibling whose relationship looks effortless. This is not a coincidence. This is exactly how the system was designed. Buss explains this phenomenon through the concept of the relevant comparison group. Your ancient brain does not care about someone who is operating in a completely different world. A CEO on a yacht does not activate the same neural threat response as a peer who is one step ahead of you on the exact same path you are walking. The brain identifies relevant rivals, people similar to you in age, background, goals, and tracks them obsessively. Because in the ancestral environment, it was your direct peers who competed for the same resources, the same mates, the same status within the same group. They were the ones who determined your rank, and rank was everything. This is why the promotion of your best friend can sting more than the promotion of a stranger. Your brain is not being petty. It is being precise. It has correctly identified someone in your comparison group and correctly registered a shift in relative status. The sting is information. It is ancient, blunt, and not particularly concerned with your feelings, but it is not a character flaw. It is a signal. The question is what you do with the signal. Here is where modern neuroscience adds something important. A 2020 study from researchers at the California Institute of Technology found that the brain region most active during social comparison is the ventral striatum, the same region that lights up during reward processing and decision-making. What this means is that social comparison is not just an emotional experience. It is deeply entangled with how your brain calculates what to do next. Comparison informs action, or it was supposed to, in a world where action could change your social position. In a small ancestral tribe, the sting of comparison had a direct outlet. You could work harder. You could build a coalition. You could develop a new skill and demonstrate it publicly. The feedback loop was tight and fast. You compared, you felt something, you acted, you got a result. Your position shifted. Done. Now the loop is broken. You compare with billions. You feel the ancient signal. But the actions available to you, posting something, buying something, working longer hours, refreshing the feed again, do not close the loop. They feed it. The engine keeps running because it never gets the signal it is actually looking for, which is your position in the group is secure. You are not about to be left behind. That signal is almost impossible to generate in a world built on infinite comparison. So, what do you actually do? The first thing is to stop treating the comparison as the enemy. It is not. It is one of the oldest tools in the human operating system. It has kept your lineage alive across ice ages, famines, and predators that would make your current problems look manageable. The comparison is not broken. The environment it is running in is broken. The mismatch is not inside you. It is between ancient wiring and a modern world that the wiring was never designed to handle. The second thing is to consciously shrink the comparison group. Your brain defaults to an infinite pool. You can override that default. Research on subjective well-being consistently shows that people who define success in terms of personal growth, comparing today's self to yesterday's self, report significantly higher life satisfaction than people who measure themselves against external others. This is not about positive thinking. It is about redirecting an ancient engine toward a target it can actually reach. A finite, achievable, personally meaningful target. The third thing is to recognize the curated gap. When you see someone's highlight, your brain registers it as their reality. Consciously naming the gap, this is a curated moment, not a life, does not eliminate the comparison response, but it creates a small but real pause between the stimulus and the reaction. That pause is where your actual choices live. You opened an app today. Something shifted inside you, a quiet sting. You know what that sting is now. You know where it came from. You know it has been running for 150,000 years in every human who ever stood next to another human and wondered how they measured up. It did not start with Instagram. It started on a grassland in a small group, where knowing your place in the world was the difference between life and death. The sting is ancient. It is yours. And now, for the first time, you know exactly what it is trying to tell you.